Episode 21. What up, you marks? And welcome to Jobbers, baby. I am your host. What is my name this week? First Date Jake.
Like putting out on the first date, Jake.
But now, bro.
We know he is.
Slide it in.
Skankopotamus.
Slide it in.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Joining me is beautiful Brett. What time is it?
It's clobbering time.
It's clobber. Oh, ding. And CM Punk, ding, if that, you don't get that reference. And then CL Kid.
The U, baby. Football's back.
You. Too sweet. That's right. For the U.
Give it too sweet. Give that.
Football's back.
Hell yeah.
A lot of awesome sports going on. My Heat are rolling. My Celtics are just brutal right now.
Oh, that was one of the best Game 7s I've seen in my entire life. I know it's not as big of a stage, but man, I feel like
it's
nobody
Game 6s.
Or Game 6, you're right. Yeah. My bad. But it nobody was missing in that last fourth overtime and overtime again. It was just everything was going in. Didn't get the result though.
Yeah, that's rough. Alrighty, boyos. This week, September the 10th, 2020. Got a lot of action going on. We got AEW Dynamite is either on Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday. I'm kind of confused what they're doing, but whatever. They got some returns happen. They got some championships changing, some new feuds. WWE's got a lot of stuff going on with Raw Underground and Thunderdome.
Raw Underground.
I don't see nothing wrong.
As I shoot some ladders.
Oh, yeah. Did you shoots and ladders, man?
Shoots and ladders.
Underground with Shane O'Mac.
Shane O'Mac.
Pizza deliveries. Rocket ships. Strippers.
He's the
RV sandwiches.
Oh, Lordy Lord. All right. Well, we're going to kick things off with a little surprise entrance stuff. So what was the best wrestling surprise return of all time? It can be a return from injury, or it could be a long break off air, new signing, etc. So we're including debuts as well. What's your best surprise return of all time? Beautiful Brett. Start us off, homeboy.
Just off the top of my head, when I first saw this question, the first one that popped into my head was John Cena coming back at Royal Rumble. When was that?
2008.
Yeah, 2008 Royal Rumble in MSG, right? Because it was.
Yeah.
That was the first one that came to my head because I remember watching it and going, "Good God, these people are popping huge for John Cena," And I think that was right around when he was maybe first starting to get a little bit of heat for, being John Cena and getting the kind of treatment he did from WWE. But that was the first one that popped in my head. It was that music hit and everyone just went bananas. It was in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go ahead and change my answer and go with Edge at this year's Royal Rumble. As soon as I said it was at Royal Rumble, I was like, dude, you're missing out on the obvious one. So I'll go with Edge in this year's Royal Rumble, with John Cena in 2008 being a close runner-up. But that was I was watching my couch and I stood up and gave one of these. I was so happy, and I did the Edge, that whole thing with him and all that. So we're gonna go with Edge Royal Rumble 2020.
Well, with that being said, I kind of don't have an answer because the first thing that came to my mind was 2008 John Cena
at
Madison Square Garden. But then, before I could even pick that as my answer, I changed it to Edge. Literally the exact same concept. But I guess I'll roll with some backup concepts that I had. I also came in mind, even though it wasn't a big break, obviously it was only a day. The CM Punk comeback, number 2 there. Even though he didn't leave or anything, but when he came back with the Cult of Personality music with the new title.
That's true. Yeah.
Even though it was just like a week, it was still amazing. It definitely made me very intrigued, and I loved that moment. Another one I had was The Rock coming back when Triple H was getting on Eugene. I don't know if you remember that comeback. I know it seems so random, right?
No, it was a good one.
Dude, it was so good because they didn't leak it, and I had not watched wrestling for maybe not consistently. I saw like here and there some. I stopped watching for like a few years. And I happened to turn it on, and this guy Eugene's in the ring, Triple H is, getting on his case, and he asks who his favorite wrestler is, and he says The Rock, and Triple H starts getting upset because he's full on heel mode, and The Rock music hits, and it's the first time he's shown up on TV in years, and it was just like, unannounced, and I was like, holy shit, like this is the kind of stuff that I miss about wrestling. Like that one moment launched me back into wrestling. So I guess I'll roll with that. The only other thing I could really think of was the Undertaker SummerSlam with Jeff Hardy and CM Punk, number 3. Where he's coming down from the ladder from the winning the match, and you think that's Jeff Hardy on the floor, but Undertaker sits up or something like that, or you take a CM Punk on the floor. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about, it's that SummerSlam, and Undertaker sits up with the surprise return because they do the switch.
Yeah,
if you recall that was a huge return for me as well. What are you going with, Jake?
I have a question first. Did CM Punk when he debuted the Cult of Personality, was that his music in Ring of Honor, or is that just random that he wanted to?
That was his first time ever doing it, because I don't know if you recall, Triple H had come out and said, as part of his grievances when he was complaining about the ice cream bars, he's like, when you wanted to come back, he's like, who was it that called up Living Color and got you to come out with your new entrance music, Cult of Personality or whatever? He set it up. That was the first time he had ever come back. That's why he started using it for MMA as well, because that was just his brand at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, I thought for some reason that was his Ring of Honor music. I guess I'm wrong. But that's interesting. I didn't know that about him. Triple H's return and John Cena, I mean, those are like golden. It's kind of hard to beat those. If we're considering like debuts, I think my favorite is probably Jericho's.
Yeah, that's a good
debut.
One.
Yeah, that's
just because like the buildup they had, where they had this like countdown playing for several weeks, and you're like, what the hell is this countdown thing? And then finally, when they did it, and it obviously became part of his music, but when they did it, it was like, oh my god, it's Chris Jericho.
Coupled with like the coolest Titantron video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that whole thing with him like coming on, like debuting during The Rock's promo, that was a complete accident. Like that they started like this countdown. They thought that was a really cool idea, and they figured that when the clock struck 0 would have been like at a certain time during Raw, and I don't think it was one of those things where The Rock just happened to have been doing the promo at the time. I think they did end up sticking him there, but it was just kind of an accident that it was during that segment where they could have had The Rock out. So,
really?
Yeah.
Worked out perfectly, because when The Rock hit him with it doesn't matter what your name is. Man. Oh, this is gonna be so good.
I still watch that like once a month.
I love that.
It's so good.
It's another little good one. My bad. If you want to roll with that, Jake, I don't know what you at.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was gonna say, I know it's probably because I was there, but I definitely loved, even though it was kind of teased, the Hardys come back at Mania here in Orlando.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Mania, yeah, like it was kind of teased, but it was like they had wrestled that night already, so it's like maybe not. So I like that as well.
No, that's really good. And then I think so. The Rock's return, was that for Eugene? That wasn't his first return in like a long time, right?
It was his first return in a long time, but it wasn't the following return was like the.
Yeah,
like
that one was like just chills on the arms.
That sucked with that one. I think it was announced.
Yeah,
so
it's not really a surprise.
Where they built the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, you're right.
That was already announced. Yeah, so it's kind of like, but I mean, it did play.
You know what's a really good one?
Austin coming back from the car hit.
That is a good one. AJ Styles debut.
I was there for that too.
Oh,
I was here in Orlando.
That was a pretty damn big pop.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
was,
dude, it was pumped in there, and it was at Amway here.
What was that like?
It was super loud, and it's funny because I brought my niece, who she likes wrestling. Her dad watches, but she's like, she doesn't know who AJ Styles is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, now she may, but at that time, so the music hits, and they show the AJ Styles on the Titantron at the same time, and it's just like a hesitation, because you know how it starts off with the little organs going before the drop. They kind of withheld that a little bit, and then it's just like AJ Styles, boom. They don't want
like,
dude, like the snap reaction was everyone at the exact same time. Like it wasn't like, like who is this guy? Like it was just like all at once, like this amazing reaction. The only other live thing that I can really equate it to, and I've been to a lot of cool events, was that Hardy's at Mania, and I think who the hell was I just about to say? Somebody came out at one of these Raws or something like that. Oh, it was a SmackDown. They did not a dark match, but it was off air. Shinsuke Nakamura came out and interrupted Ziggler in a dark scene. Like they didn't have it on air. But,
Interesting. Yeah.
He came out and interrupted off air, and it was just you didn't know it was off air, but it was.
That's another good question.
Good
like, what's your most anticipated debut? Like, it's gonna happen. Like whether it's an NXT call up or someone's coming over from another company.
We saving that for next week, or you want to jump in right now?
I guess we could save it. That's fine.
Yeah, because I have no idea what I'd say.
All right, yeah, okay,
All
that'll be burn it down next week.
Burn it down for next week. I
Sneak
like it.
preview.
Sneak preview trailer.
And also throwing in Shawn Michaels in 2002 when he came back. That was a good one too. And confronted Triple H instead of that whole thing. That was a good return as well.
Yeah, and it did a lot too. They used that storyline for years.
Oh hell yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Oh,
and that first match, that unsanctioned match they had at SummerSlam that year, I think it was, fantastic match. Fantastic.
I think Reigns's will go down as the years pass as one of the top ones. That was pretty good.
I did not see that coming.
No, not especially not in that manner.
No,
that was very good, especially since it's one of those people that we tend to hate. But now it's just like, eek, that was so good. But swung me over. Or the Shield, all these guys, like
yeah,
But
yeah, Wyatt's return is the Fiend, or well, really, Firefly Funhouse. That was crazy.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. Oh, a lot of good ones. All right, the next burn it down topic, we're going to go outside of wrestling for just a second, is going to be the best TV show theme song of all space and time. CL Kid, what you got here, dude?
Literally just thought of the question and have my answer already. And it's kind of crappy because they don't always use it, because I guess if you watch it on like a streaming service now, they don't have the rights past a certain, like in certain seasons or something like that. So they upload it with they have like the instrumental that they use at the end while the credits rolling at the end as the intro instrumental on most of the episodes, which pisses me off because I didn't know that. So every time I gotta watch it, I do. This is the only show that I actually let the theme song play every time. Is House
and the plane. Okay, thank you.
No.
House MD.
Dude,
Whoa.
that house beat when that comes in, the full one. I don't know if you know it. Obviously, it doesn't have lyrics. It's just an instrumental, but it has like the piano and the drums going. That junk is so fresh. Like every single time I have to listen to it, I'm like laying there.
It's hard. It's hard to go with the instrumentals though.
Oh no, the
instrumentals are good.
This one,
Batman and Hawaii 5-0.
Dude, this one
Batman
rises.
the animated series or Batman like 60s.
Adam West Batman.
Dude.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's a good one too. But that house one, like I just every single time it's on, like it's just like boom, down, down, down. I'm just like automatically already like, yes, I'm not skipping this. Like every time. There's so
Brett Richardson, my boy. Brett Richardson calling out Power Rangers. Dude,
Power Rangers,
it's so good.
Dude, that would probably make my top 3. The only one I could even compete with that. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. I don't care, but Pokemon.
Yeah,
dude, that Pokemon theme song is an A.
Those 90s animated songs are just
they're so good.
Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Batman animated series.
Oh yeah, that Power Rangers one is. I wasn't gonna bring that up, but that's damn good.
It's so good.
What are you going with, Brett?
So good.
So I have 2 because I really can't decide between them.
Sure.
The first one is a classic one. I'm gonna go with Cheers.
I
think that's
Ebert
great.
approves.
Yeah, Cheers is definitely up there.
Can't believe that place closed.
Cheers for sure, just because it's classic. It describes the bar and everything like that. I think it's great. And the other one is more of a recent one. I'm gonna go with Scrubs. I'm No Superman. That's definitely one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. So I mean that does kind of add into it, but I like the theme song. I mean,
Two medical choices.
well,
Dude, Jake Hibbert literally posted that like
Yeah.
5 minutes before you said it. That's hilarious.
Carriac,
Both of them.
Jake.
Cheers or Scrubs, both of them.
Yeah. And it's just it's the only TV theme song that I like listen to on a regular basis. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I have it on like my main playlist, you know, and I just and that's one of the things about Scrubs is the music on that show is so good. You know, it kind of had the same thing as what CL was talking about with the copyrights on the songs, where on the streaming services, a lot of them are kind of different, but the good ones are all pretty much the same. And that theme song, I think, is fantastic. One of the best ones ever.
Where everybody knows the song. I feel like that song is probably the most well-known
Or Friends.
theme song. Or maybe Jefferson's Moving On Up.
Yeah. Friends is super known.
I consider.
yeah.
I actually considered Friends. Like that was one of the ones I was thinking about because I hate that show, but I love that.
I hate
song.
that shit too. I also consider the X-Men theme song for the cartoon.
Oh yeah, Jacob Anthony Moses called that one out.
Ah, my dog. Love that guy.
Yeah.
That Friends theme song is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh man, it's such a hard decision. Like I was thinking about this one when Brett brought it up last week, and I was like, instrumental, Dave Chappelle, hip hop.
Don't tell me you're going with Andy Milonakis.
No, but I do love Andy
That is
Milonakis.
a good one.
Oh man,
That's a good
hold
one,
on.
too.
That might
That's a
have to
good
be
one.
my favorite.
That was probably my most sung one.
Bologna in my left pocket.
Don't call me a cheesehead.
Curb Your Enthusiasm has an amazing instrumental. If you watch that show,
I can't place it.
Full House, Step by Step, Different Strokes,
Oh, Full House was what
Jefferson's, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like that may be the most well-known intro of all time. Three's Company 2, Knight Rider, Monkeys.
What do you got a list over
You
here?
gotta pick one.
I just
bud.
I can't. It's Welcome Back, Cotter. Oh,
No,
Welcome Back,
you're-
Cotter, so
You're
good.
picking one.
CL Kid, you know what my favorite one of all time is because I wanted to make this into a rap song.
Yeah,
Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Happy
I
Days
love-
theme.
We
That's
actually
a
laid
good
it.
one.
We laid out the song. Remember?
We did. You're right. We did. We started. We didn't. We got to finish it. That
Yeah.
beat is begging to be a hip hop beat.
Yeah, let's
Um,
not give ideas to everybody here.
Sorry, I can't help it.
Giving
So
them away, pal.
I'm going with Happy Days. Here's an interesting fact for you. When I was doing some research, so the Different Strokes theme song.
Mhm.
Guess who wrote the lyrics and sang it along with Gloria Long?
When you tell me the answer, I'll know it because
Quincy
I've
Jones.
heard this before.
Good guess with Quincy Jones. He did a few of those old ones.
Yeah,
Alan
Quincy-
Thicke.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah. I heard this before in a
Yeah.
trivia.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Good stuff. So that's a fun question. Definitely,
So we
if
already
you're-
know next week we're gonna talk about these. What was it we just mentioned a second ago for Burn It Down? Oh, best call up
Yeah.
or most
Or
anticipated,
most anticipated.
call up
Most
or
anticipated.
signing.
Yeah, most
I gotcha,
anticipated.
I gotcha.
Thank you, sir. Write it down. Put it on next week already.
Maybe we'll counter that with a little favorite WWE theme song to listen to
Dude, we're
outside of wrestling.
we're showing them how the sausage is made. We need to not do that.
That's true. No, they love the
Oh,
sausage.
man.
They love the
Leon-
sausage.
Leon Tompkins. I don't know how I missed this. The Simpsons. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I thought about the Simpsons.
probably 90% of our pop culture life group. Shout out to Pop Culture Life. Probably would agree with him.
Oh, bro. So Simpsons is almost every day.
King of the
There's
Hill.
probably 5 or 6 references from Simpsons or King of the Hill come from me every day.
Yeah, King of the Hill's a good one too.
King of the Hill is great.
And
I
was
watched
gonna-
King of the Hill on my way
King
here.
of the Hill, The Office. Brett Richardson brought up The Office.
Yeah,
The only thing that pisses
Um,
me off about The Office is it's so like, it starts off nice and peaceful. And if I'm super tired, I'm watching this on Netflix or whatever, and I don't want to, turn my Xbox controller back on to press skip intro. That second half where the guitar comes in, it's just like it's too loud for me. Like I'm half asleep and it just like comes in so abrupt and I'm like, not in a bad way.
It's
it
your
makes
fault
sense.
for watching as you're falling asleep. It's a great tune.
It's-
Parks
it's a-
Parks and Rec was the same way. Where like the second half of that
Yeah.
theme song gets
Yeah.
louder.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, crap.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
Nonetheless,
nonetheless, and by the way, if you watch Step Back from our Ball is Life group, Leon Tompkins is your host. Not only does he not like the movie The Sixth Man, but he also likes to sing the Golden Girls theme song in the shower. So if you're
that's
curious
a good
about
one too.
what he likes to do in his off time, there you go.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you for being my
Leon
friend.
me.
I think is that Quincy Jones, Golden Girls?
Could be.
I don't know.
I
I don't
honestly
know.
don't know that one.
What about the,
all right,
what about the Toy Story theme song? I know it's on a TV show, but nonetheless.
that's a movie.
right.
That's
Fine.
movie score is
This
different.
fucking
All
guy.
right, Randy
All right,
Newman.
Anyway, I hate both.
Push or
of you guys.
bury. Bring us there, Seal Kid. What are we
Fine,
pushing or burying tonight?
I'm pushing Toy Story theme song is counting. And we're not going to move on from that. So anyway, first off, Bailey finally turning on Sasha Banks. I won't even say my part yet. We'll start with first date. Jake, are you pushing the timing of this?
Burying it. Too late. Why? Why is it
late.
because Sasha is thinking about having kids? Is it like why did they choose to do this at the manner in which they did it? They should have, if they're going to lose the titles, the obvious thing, and you know, not a lot of writers like to go with the obvious thing, but to me, you still go with the obvious thing here because it will get such a good reaction, is for them to drop the titles. You have her go over and heel on her. That's how you do it. This random approach, I am burying the hell out of it.
What do you think, Brett?
I'm gonna bury it also for timing purposes, but I think they did it too soon. I think this is something that they could have. This is a Mania thing, or a Mania match. Bailey turning on Sasha, and that match it's a Mania match, and I think they could have teased this for so long. They could have teased this up until Royal Rumble, had the turn go at Royal Rumble, and then do that. I like the fact that they kept Bailey as the heel and didn't turn her back babyface, because everybody knows I love heel Bailey. I think she's been the best heel in the business, and not in the business, but she's been the best heel in WWE since she turned and everything. So I'd like that, but I think they did it way too early. I definitely would have waited until Royal Rumble, probably. See what you got.
I'm with you. I think it's also too early. I don't like when you have these amazing feuds that culminate at WrestleMania. You already know how I feel about, pyramid type matches where you got a first match, a second revenge win, and then you get the third match. I don't like these 3-match segments unless, like they said, unless they happen over a big stretch of time. Like, I know a year seems like a big stretch of time, but it's really not. And we're not even going to get a year out of this because it's obviously going to culminate at Mania. But I would have preferred that this dragged out long enough that they did one match at Mania. I don't want them to have a Royal Rumble match one-on-one. I don't want them to have a Survivor Series match or any of that stuff. I don't want anything. I want no match history. I mean, obviously, they've had matches, but you know what I mean. I want, from this feud, I want there to be one match. I want it to be at Mania, and I don't want to do any of this give or take back and forth business. Like, they did it too soon to me. You could have used the Royal Rumble elimination tease, like where they're helping each other and one eliminates the other. You could have done something with the Survivor Series thing where maybe they end up on separate teams. You could have done a bunch of little things that put them against each other without putting them against each other. So I think it's also too early, too soon. I don't understand them unless, like you said, unless they're writing them off for some injury or something like that where they go away for a long time.
I guess not, because now is it a feud? Is she going to be the feud for Bailey's title? Is that what they're doing?
That's the buzz right now in the rumor mill, but you don't know that yet, obviously, because we haven't even seen SmackDown yet until tomorrow. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping maybe she comes out, they do some kind of injury thing, and she's gone for a while, and then when Banks comes back, she gets a pop because she comes back with like a face kind of return.
I'd piggybacking off that idea. I think it would have been cool to do like an injury angle at WrestleMania, and then have Banks stay off TV or have her disappear and do like a SummerSlam. Because I think next year, assuming that everything's going to be a little bit different than it is now, I think everything's going to be a lot bigger than what it was, because I do think that they're going to want to try to make up for this year and everything. So I think that injury angle at WrestleMania leading into like a huge return at SummerSlam next year, I think would have been the way to go. But that's why I don't work for those guys. So
yeah, well, they don't like to give their best.
I think you could have done it really cool where, you give one person all the belts, like both titles, both tag titles. Like, I thought that could have been super cool, but now they missed that opportunity. So
Yep.
Nonetheless, so next up on the thing, you see, what is it? SmackDown. You had Cesaro and Shinsuke come out. Challenge, or was it Raw? Or yeah, I guess it's whatever. They challenged the Street Profits.
You want to try that again?
Yeah, I guess it was Raw, right? Yeah, whatever.
Me
It doesn't
too.
make a difference. Point is, they're on the wrong brand. They're seeming like WWE is trying to push these cross-brand things, kind of like they did when they first made the draft, and then they started having like these rules and this other rules where some people can go over up to 4 people, wild card, all that garbage. Are you a fan of them going back to cross-branding, almost like creating one show separating the brands? Let's start with Brett.
I'm going to push it. I think it's a good idea. You know, they're all in the same building. They're shooting it all at the same building. Why not? You know, that's going to give you the opportunity to have, you know, matches that you don't typically see because of the different brands and everything like that. So I'm definitely going to push it.
Yeah. What do you think of Jake?
I'm pushing it too. Actually, I would like for them to go back to one brand to rule them all instead of 2 separate. The only benefit that we get to 2 separate is it gives guys that wouldn't normally have a shot at holding the WWE title. Like I don't think Kofi Kingston would have ever held the title if they had both brands under one, which, you know, would be disappointing. So like, you know, guys like him, you know, even Dolph Ziggler and stuff like that. I think like guys around that level have the opportunity. Other than that, I don't like it. I don't like waiting like till Friday to see the Fiend or, you know, whatever the case is. So, you know, I would prefer one show. So I'm all for it. Have it. Nikki Cross brands. Let's do it.
All right. Well, secondly,
Brands?
just now was the official start of football season on the first kickoff here, Chiefs Texans. Woo! So not my teams, but glad to hear that. Like you said, yeah, I'm also going to push it. Not so much. I mean, I definitely want the one show, you know, one belt, all those things. It makes the Intercontinental belt and the U.S. belt constantly have to be more of a focus. Right now, they're kind of like water under the bridge. They're not getting a lot of attention. They're just kind of back there doing what they do. Like, it'd be a lot better if you had a whole tier of guys that are clearly an Intercontinental tier, clearly U.S. title tier. I know that eliminates people, like you're saying, Jake, for opportunities. A guy like Ziggler's not going to get a main title shot when there's all these people gunning for it. But nonetheless, it just makes it seem a little more variety. Like I'm tired of seeing the same matchups. So I'm kind of all for that as well, even if they're just slowly going at it and testing it. So I'll push it as well. So going away from the WWE, going to your little pop culture segment that you guys love so much. Black Panther 2, the filming, obviously Chadwick Boseman passing away from cancer, just about to start his training to film that movie. The rumor is that Black Panther 2 is going to proceed with his character being written off in death, but off-air death, and then the story starting with the main female character being the lead and leading the rest of the movie. Are you for them pushing it, making this movie in that way, or would you rather bury it and not let them have a part 2 at all? Let's go, Jake.
Ooh, first I would like to say I can't believe I forgot to bring up Black Panthers, one of the best Marvel movies, last week when we had that segment, because that movie was incredible. Which it actually might be next to X-Men for me is my favorite. This is a hard one. You have to make Black Panther 2. You just have to. Like the not just the impact, not just the great movie and awesome character and really cool technology that they infused in like the different worlds and kind of the allure of the movie, but just the cultural impact that it had. And you know, just seeing, you know, really just African Americans get that. There's been superheroes that have been Black before, but this was different. Like you go to the movie theater and you see, you know, people coming out and in the garb and just sitting in the movie theater and just so excited and enthralled. And it's such a big, important movement. I think that it would suck to not have a second one to continue that. And so, you know, I'm pushing the second movie. I'm pushing I can't even think of her name right now.
I can't think of her name as me neither.
But yeah, she in the comics, she does take on the Black Panther mantle. So that does make sense. Kind of like Captain America with different people taking on Captain America. So I'm pushing it. I would have obviously preferred to have Chadwick Boseman play Black Panther because he's a phenomenal actor. Was a phenomenal actor. So I'm pushing it. I am skeptical because I don't think these scenarios really ever turn out the way they're supposed to. So I'm just a little skeptical, but I'm definitely pushing it because I want to see it. I mean, I'm excited about the movie. So
Yeah, I'll go in here. I'm gonna just exact same way. I'll push the whole concept. I am afraid of the way it will turn out. I don't want it to be, corny or like you said, it kind of does follow the natural trend of the comics with new people taking the helm. So it does work in that way. I don't want it to be so quickly swept under the rug where it's just like it's a one-liner where you just find out he passed away from something or something like that. I don't know how they'll fit it in. It's not. I don't know if they can do something like they did with the Fast and Furious, where they had the clip of.
I thought that's what they were doing. When did they change that?
Oh, for Black Panther 2 concept?
Yeah, I thought they were doing
Nothing's official. I guess Fahey and all those
okay.
people are meeting up. Maybe the day's passed now because I looked this up a couple days ago. They were meeting up to really finalize that concept. But if they do something like that where they kind of tease him in there in some kind of way, or I don't know what they'll do. I think you have to do the movie. I'll definitely watch the movie. I'm looking forward to that, and that'll be amazing. I think it'll be a good movie nonetheless. But I really truly hope that they put the extra thought into how they handle it and they don't just take the easy way out. Not to say I know an easy way out, but I think I'll know it when I see it. So we'll see how they handle it, but I'll definitely push it. It's worth doing for sure. What do you think, Brett?
So I'm going to go 3 for 3 that we've all agreed on this. I'm going to push it as well. I think that they're going to do just fine with it. I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to come up with a very good and creative way, that's not super obvious or super weak, that that they explain the death. And I'm actually kind of glad they're doing it. I'd rather that they did this than like recast it or did like,
they better not recast it.
Right. Or like some CGI stuff like they did in the last 2 Star Wars movies with Carrie Fisher, which I thought they did a great job at that. And it was awesome. And honestly, when I first saw, what was the first one that they did after she died? That was,
I've never seen Star Wars.
Oh, well, but the
first, after Carrie Fisher died,
right?
It's the most recent one, Rise of Skywalker.
So like when I saw that, it was kind of like, oh shit, it was a bit of an emotional movie and an otherwise kind of crappy movie. But
Shuri is the sister.
Yeah, I saw those people. I didn't know which one of those were gonna take charge there, but
sorry, Brett, go ahead.
Yeah, push. I think they're going to do a good job at it, so I'm behind it. Push it real good.
Definitely. Rest in peace there. Amazing actor. Mm-hmm. There's a video I have on Instagram that I saved of him having a speech in college. Not to say it was his graduation, but I know he was speaking at the college at a graduation. It was just super motivational. I'll probably send this one to you guys.
Dude, he's like, that's the thing that people just don't understand of what an incredible human being he is.
Right? Yeah.
Like he just was. There was a bunch of celebrities that came out with like text messages they received from him, and just the way he like philosophically looked at life. It's hard not to get emotional about it.
I'll send you the video.
It's such a damn shame that he's gone.
And like for me personally, because he died of colon cancer, right?
Yeah,
my dad just beat colon cancer.
Good, man.
So
great.
That's great. Yeah,
it's that was kind of like when I saw that, I was like, oh, like just realizing how lucky everything was that it worked out that way. But just like on a personal level, the fact that even if there's a good thing that comes out of the death, it's raising awareness for something that has affected me and affects a lot of people. So that's a positive out of it for sure.
Yeah, because it's definitely unfortunate. You get a lot of these what are viewed as lesser cancers, like a colon cancer or something like that, because all the attention goes to breast cancer, and that's fine, that's great, and all that. But all these other people, they struggle in the same way, and they don't get the funding or the attention they deserve. So, if this, does anything to raise awareness, that's amazing as well. Yeah. But go from more somber note to back to WWE. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. If you would have told me Jey Uso would get a title shot of any kind outside of a tag team match maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I'd be like, no way. If you would have told me that 5 or 6 years ago when he was doing his stupid on stage shouting with his brother there, I would have been like, hell no, he better never get one. They should be off air altogether. Now he's in the title picture. Woo! Jey Uso, pushing or burying? Beautiful Brett.
I'm gonna push it. I'll watch two Samoans wrestle all day long. That's that.
You
it's
perv.
It's going to be a good match. I mean, I've liked the Usos. I think they've been great. You know, other than the New Day, I think they've been probably other than New Day and the Revival when they were there. They've probably been my favorite WWE tag team the last couple
Revival
years.
are duds.
But yeah, I'm gonna push it. Like I said, I Samoan they just wrestle. I mean, it's you put a couple of them in the ring together, and it's usually pretty good. So I'm gonna push it real good.
You
Putting
agree
out
with
on
this?
putting out on the first date, Jake. Am I making that segue, or should I leave that to you?
No,
Never
I
mind.
don't care either way. I mean, that works fine. 'Cause
I just wanted to say putting out on the first date, Jake.
Oh no! Anytime you get a chance to do that, make sure you do that. We'll ask Jess about that. First date, Jake. What is your take?
The reigning, defending, undisputed champion. I love that Paul Heyman said it that way. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Love the promo, by the way. It's very intense.
Yep. I wish there was fans for that, but
I know. I am bearing the hell out of this. I hate it. I hate every inch of it. I love both of them, but I only like the Usos as tag team. I do not like the Uso as any of the Usos being a singles wrestler, especially not jumping to a title shot this quickly. I really don't understand that, other than maybe just the story of, I guess, putting Roman Reigns' edgier, heelish fashion over even more. Maybe that's why. It'll be a good wrestling match. Yes, I agree with Brett. Like, they're both incredible wrestlers. It'll be a great wrestling match. I think there's plenty of other people that should be in line for a title shot, and I don't think it's fair that Jey Uso is that person that's next after the Fiend just had a title reign of 1 week. So, you know, maybe I'm still kind of sour about the belt being taken off of the Fiend when that didn't need to happen. It did not need to happen. Roman Reigns got the same impact without taking the title. And the first order of business is to give Jey Uso a shot. I
probably strongly push this so much more than I've ever pushed anything before.
Ooh.
Yes. Jey Uso. Yes. It's just a ton of super kicks. Yes. It's a bunch of frog splashes, whatever. Right. But if you just look at the subtleness, yes, I agree. I'm a big Fiend person. I don't want Fiend to lose the title, but they kind of made up with that by having Paul Heyman go out there and say that the Fiend does fiendish things. He doesn't just win championships. So it was kind of like a recovery. Like, he doesn't need this belt. He's going to be himself. He's going to be crazy no matter what.
I said that 6 months ago.
No, I know. But back 6 months ago, we needed some legitimacy behind the Fiend. We needed him to see what his ceiling was. And if he was never going to win the belt, it was kind of going to be like, you're just going to be this guy that kind of picks apart, old school guys and stuff like this. But that took him to the next level. Now at this point, that was a good recovery. Secondly, the way Reigns talks with Jey in the back, backstage settings where he's pro him, but he's still kind of like, you're just waiting for that little bit of a turn on him, but it doesn't come. And then he says, oh, Jimmy would have won it. Like, your brother would have won the match. I don't know. Let's see if you will. It's like, all right. Like, he's pushing him a little bit. And he's kind of showing heel tendencies. I think whenever you get a new champ, their first title defense is usually going to be someone a little softer, because think of the faces you got right now, especially if you're sticking to SmackDown. Once I saw that Fatal 4-Way, it's like, damn, they're going to put Big E against him already. That means Big E's going to get the title shot. Big E's going to lose, and now we're going to lose legitimacy on Big E. So this holds off that, and it builds the family storyline. Because I'm telling you, if they have this match and Jimmy comes down because
why now?
Reigns, why now? Because it helps legitimize the heel of Roman Reigns without burying anyone on that path to do that. Because you'll get a lot of guys that.
So
lose.
Who's after Uso? Because he'll have to face someone that he buries.
Oh sure, but sure, that's fine. I don't know who that will be.
Just throw the Miz and John Morrison at him.
Okay, but the thing was, the Miz and John Morrison aren't faces, so it's like you have to find the right face that can take a loss, but not be like, well, that's so stupid. We know he's gonna go over on, what's this guy's name? Well, I guess just Cedric Alexander's a heel now, but you know what I mean. He'll just go right over any one of those guys.
By the way, love that.
Way love that. Way love that. He's underrated
Good job,
wrestler.
WWE.
Good
job.
I have
But,
all sorts of time to watch Roman Reigns and John Morrison though. I think that'd be
Dude.
a fantastic.
Oh, that
match.
would be great. Yeah. So maybe that could be the separation. Maybe Miz stays heel and Morrison separates and gets his title shot. I don't know. But nonetheless, you don't bear anybody, because I know when McIntyre first won the title, they brought Rollins in. And I'm like, damn, you're going to have Rollins lose. Like, Rollins is on a roll right now. That's too soon. Like, you don't need to do that yet. So I like this. I would love to see if Jimmy comes back and like tries to like be there to support his brother, and Reigns just goes wild and beats them both up. And then you get Naomi out there, and maybe he like teases the beat on her, but he doesn't do it. And like, because Jimmy comes out and helps, just turns on the whole family and takes his heelness to the next level. I think this is going to be great. I'm super pushing it.
I'd like to see Naomi smack Paul Heyman around though. I think that'd be funny.
Oh, that's pretty good. I do like
Yeah.
that. I love Naomi. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, see?
That's
I just said that and you said nothing.
her entrance is the best entrance I've ever seen live.
It is a
It's so
fantastic
good.
entrance.
Oh my gosh.
So
it's overrated.
good.
I want those kicks, bro.
Overrated. The kicks are dope, but the
Yeah.
entrance is overrated.
And she's not that bad looking either.
And I
Oh,
was-
no, she's got the figure for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful Brett. Oh, go
So,
ahead, Jake. What you got?
Speaking of beauty, no, I was gonna say you guys are, I'm turning a little bit here. I think you CL Kid, you did a good job. I think I'm convinced, and
Don't worry,
following along with this.
I would have had your mindset too a long time ago, because the Usos won me over when they went heel, but nonetheless, it's them separately, especially Jay. Like, come on.
Yeah. What if they have Jay go over and then Jimmy comes back and do the Freebird rule or like the
Oh,
switcheroni?
That will never. I would love that at any other time of the year.
That would be the biggest surprise of all time in WWE.
Oh no, Princess Cup, Beautiful Brett is back.
Yeah,
Saw
Princess
that. Oh, yeah.
Cup.
You know what? You need to go on my store.
All right,
buy a
what's-
CL Kid mug.
There
But
you go.
nonetheless,
Think about it.
I'll
this one's
take
good.
one.
I'll start with you, Beautiful Brett, on this, because I know you're an AJ Styles fan. AJ Styles recently coming out and announcing that this will be his last WWE contract. He wants to retire since he's had all this time off to spend with his kids. He misses it. That's what he wants to do. His contract ends at 2024. Is that proper timing for you, Brett?
Yeah, I'm pushing it. I mean, he's going to be 45, something like that around then.
45?
You know.
Wow.
Yeah,
He was like 40 when he debuted, or close to 39, or
I think you're
pretty
right.
close to 40.
he's talking
Oh my
about
God.
come 2024. Yeah.
I mean, he's had a great WWE run so far. I can't see any way how they're going to screw the pooch on that one. All of his stuff before, I mean, the only impact matches that I watched in the last decade were AJ Styles matches after he came back, and I'm like, who is this guy? And he's really good, and some of his New Japan stuff, he's been doing it for long enough. Let him.
He's
like
43
he
right
said.
now.
Yeah. So, let him go enjoy his kids and stuff like that, and all that stuff. Push it. God bless Mazel Tov.
All right, Jake, you with that?
Yeah. I mean, being a parent myself, I think that's pretty awesome that he wants to give the majority of his life, and he's going to be able to retire and have plenty of money and time to be a stay-at-home dad with his kids, or maybe do the occasional, backstage help for growing talent or something like that. And
Which I'm sure will happen.
oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
those legend deals are the best.
he's so respected in the business. I think I'm pushing it. Yeah, more power to him. Good call. You're a dad. Go do it, man. Go take care of your family. Be there with your family for the rest of their lives, because it's got to be, being a parent and being a wrestler with the amount of travel that exists has got to be rough. And I imagine that strains your marriage too. So, this will help him kind of be the family man that he definitely wants to be, which I love. Yeah. So push.
Yeah. Like you Kofi Kingston talks about being on the road with kids all the time, because he's the only one on the New Day podcast, and he said, like, now it sucks, and they have things like FaceTime. He can't imagine how it was like back in the day before technology and everything like that. So
Good point.
It's good for AJ, man. Good for AJ.
Yeah, I'll definitely push it as well. I'm gonna counter with, because I agree with everything you guys are saying. I assume most of you guys would say that anyway, but I'll counter with this. Who do you want to see him end with? Last match.
Ooh.
I want to see him destroy Undertaker. I'm kidding.
Gosh, that's gonna be like age
and an-
74
In an
Undertaker.
anti-cinematic match.
Anti-cinematic shoots and ladders match.
Just in a Raw Underground.
Late night with Shane O'Mac.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Late night. AJ Styles Putting the styles clash.
Ooh. From Styles
Um,
Clash to Baby Rash.
Personally, I'd like to see him put over somebody young coming up. You know, I think that would be the way to go. You know, I think like an Adam Cole, that would be awesome. Adam Cole and AJ Styles.
You don't think Adam Sandler? You don't think Adam Cole will be up by then?
I mean, I'm sure he will, but I'm just saying, like somebody like an Adam Cole, or even Adam Cole himself would be really good. But
Michael Cole.
You know, Michael Cole.
I actually, and this, who asked? Was it Jake Hibbert who asked? Yeah, he asked, is Riddle getting a push sooner? Is he going to be that guy who loses? I'd love to see Riddle get that push, become the guy or one of the guys, and that be AJ Styles' last match, because their chemistry is, pun intended, phenomenal in their ring. So I'd love to see those two guys put up a pretty good match.
What they should do with freaking Matt Riddle is he should come out, say a promo, lose to Corbin, and then never show up again. I'm so tired of Matt Riddle. He's corny as hell. His promo work is horrible.
I love Matt Riddle.
His promos are I love his theme song when he comes out with the Still Dre.
Bro.
Other than that,
Bro.
that Still Dre beat is great. But
you don't like him because he copies your boy with the bro to sleep. Ding.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah,
that bro
I
to sleep.
Love that.
Oh man, no, he's copying Brodus Clay, not my boy. He's not that level. I want to see a CM Punk AJ Styles write-off match.
Ding. What are we up to? 7?
That's like 7.
That's minimum 7.
That's my answer, damn it. All right. So switching over to your little indie style program, since you brought up Impact, AEW Rusev Day has debuted as Miro, not Brother Miro, but just Miro. And a lot of people are hating on it. What are you for that? Are you pushing or bearing the style of that debut? Whoever wants to jump in, I'll let it be a free-for-all.
I'm going to reserve my comments because it's actually what I want to talk about in a later segment.
Okay, so I'll jump in here. I'll bury it. I thought it was horrible. I've always liked Rusev. I think he can be really good put in the right circumstances, but that's like the one thing with AEW is they bring over these WWE washouts. Sorry, but these WWE washouts, and they come in and the first promo they cut is talking shit about WWE. It's tired and it's boring, and it's completely unnecessary. If they're trying to do their own thing, they should just pretend. They should just pretend like WWE doesn't exist. So I'm gonna bury it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I don't know why they have to have these like corny ass debuts over there. It's just I feel like they're taking these WWE guys, and like you said, they want to like rebrand them or do whatever they do with them. Obviously, you kind of have to with the names, but it's just other than Moxley, none of them have really taken to me. I don't know. I'm burying it the way they handled it as well. I didn't really like it. I think it was kind of stupid.
Plus, they did it with Kip Sabian. Who the fuck cares about Kip Sabian?
It's like, why are you not trying to highlight these people? You're like putting them right back in the mid card. I don't understand it. But
it could have been with Jelly Janela. That's the only way it could have been worse.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say you wanted that.
No, thank you.
The less Janela I see, the happier I am.
Yeah, I'd rather see Carmella. Anyway,
the less Taz I see, the happier I am.
Oh no, I want Taz and all his fictional belts. I'm just kidding.
and his fat is he getting a faction now? Because did you hear him say it's a Taz guy? How much more WWE do they?
They're
want
like if MVP can do it, Taz can do
God.
it. And I'll tell you what, I'll get into that later. You know what? Never mind. But nonetheless, good point. I'll let Jake get on, vent about that a little later on.
Quickly here, I will say I'm bearing it. I don't like the name. I don't like the way he came out. And everything you guys said, I agree with. My segment later is more so about holistically this person. So I will save
and the
that.
Eminem hair. God, it's so bad.
He needs to get off his video games, bro.
Oh,
I already saw the hair prior somewhere else, so I was like not surprised by it. But it was.
I will say this. I will say this as a plus. At least Lana did not come with him yet.
Oh well, she's already talking on the topic, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But
cool, but she's not there yet, so that's the one silver lining in that particular cloud.
So let's put to bed this Pusher Barry last topic. Been hearing a lot of this. I don't know how you guys take on it, so I'll reserve my reaction. But Mike Trout, not eventually, not one day, not if he stays on pace, not if he stays healthy, not any of those things. Mike Trout right now, as is, not projecting forward, is already being graded above Ken Griffey Jr. in some circles. First take, Jake. First date, Jake. We'll go first take, Jake, on this concept. Are you pushing or burying Trout over Griffey?
Well, he can't be there yet, right? Like the career
That's
stat.
that's the talk, though. Retired
career-
today.
If you're retired today, I'd bury it because the stat lines aren't even close. That being said, I do believe that Mike Trout, when he retires one day, will probably be known to be greater than Ken Griffey Jr. The dude is just an animal. Each season, how many homers he hits, how many RBIs, how many stolen bases he has. He could do it all. He should be the face of MLB. Unfortunately, he's not as marketable as Ken Griffey. So it depends on how you look at it. Like from a pure talent and ability to be offensive, sure. But if you put everything together, defensive ability, offensive ability, and marketability, I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. is every 90 boys' wet dream of a role model, right? And so, like, I just think that, well, wet dream probably isn't the right word, but
No, accurate.
accurate. Okay. Everyone had the sneakers. Everyone put their hat like above their head.
The baseball game or the
Baseball video game, best video
Swing.
baseball game of all time. Ken Griffey's home run. He was in movies. He was an animal. He was amazing. And just the web gems that to this day are burned in your brain that he was committing with the cleat hitting center field wall as he catches that ball, all the home run robs. He homered after his dad. Like he won home run derbies. He just amazing. He got injured. If Ken Griffey didn't get injured, the argument probably becomes Ken Griffey's the greatest baseball player of all time. And he did it on 3 different teams? I think Mariners, Reds, White Sox.
Yeah.
White Sox too. He had over 600 home runs. I don't remember what he finished at. But career-wise, you can't make that comparison. Anyone who says so is a complete idiot. So any of you who say that you're pushing this, you're an idiot. But I think when everything's said and done, sure, I could see that. If Mike Trout hits 700 homers and has 450 to 500 stolen bases and has a fielding percentage of 98% or whatever it is, like by the time he retires, sure, I'll give you that. But right now, you can't. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll jump in with you here and like a Brett go last there. It almost seems like he's one of those guys that's like definitely pushing this. My knock on Trout is he's just not a winner yet. And I know it's baseball, it's a team sport. It's very tough for one person to be a winner, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at any legend ever that's had terrible teams to great teams, they've all at least made the playoffs. They've all at least have pushed that barrier. Like he hasn't made the playoffs yet. That team has spent the money. I know they spent it in the wrong way, Pujols deal, whatever, right? But even just having Jared Weaver, Santana, and then a big changing lineup over the years. That first year when they got Pujols in, they had a deep lineup. They had a pretty good rotation. They had a bunch of stuff, and they still had to make the playoffs. The next year, they were healthy, and they had the chance. Still didn't do anything. These past few years, they've been making a lot of changes, adding people, not just big hitters, but contact hitters and stuff like that, and they're still not doing it. So it's just, for me, I would like to see him have some kind of winning reputation. Not saying he's going to win the World Series. Just make the damn playoffs. And I know that's not on him because his stats are ridiculous. And it's not.
Have they not made the playoffs yet?
No.
Holy crap.
No. So it's like.
I mean, the Mariners didn't win a World Series.
No, but they got past the Yankees.
That's what I was going to bring up.
But they got past the Yankees at a time when they were nothing prior to that. So
they also won 116 games.
They also had the 116
and blew it in the first round
and lost to the Yankees.
Yeah, that was lost to the Yankees, exactly. Yeah, revenge, baby. No, but Ken Griffey is kind of like not in talent, but it's like that Michael Jordan of cultural swag for baseball, like the way Michael Jordan has cultural swag for basketball. Griffey's the man. I love Griffey. I love his swing. I love his effortlessness. Everything's cool about him. But statistically, Trout is, definitely, like we said, on pace to do something like that, or maybe even more. But for now, I cannot put him over Griffey.
They're not even that. I have to look at the totals for their first, however many years. Trout's been in the league, 10 years now.
Damn, already.
I think I might be wrong on that. but it's maybe 9. But Griffey from 93 on was like 40 homers, 45 homers, 50 homers, 56 homers, 150 RBIs, 140 RBIs. Like,
yeah, dude.
he was smashing the ball.
Dude, he was nuts, dude. And no steroid allegations, nothing, nothing sketch.
It's true. If it ever does come out that he took steroids, that'll break my freaking heart.
Oh, that's
Right.
not talking. If Derek Jeter takes steroids, and like, oh god, like my whole childhood is dead. No way, beautiful Brett. I will not allow that to happen. Derek Jeter's the man. Brett, go ahead and chime in on how you think Mike Trout is already better than Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I'm gonna bury it as well.
Oh, good.
And like Jake already said, you take those injuries out of the picture, and Ken Griffey Jr. is the best player in the history of the game, hands down. And
Maybe.
I was a '90s kid. I wore my hat backwards and got yelled at by my little league coach for wearing my hat backwards. I did have a pair of Griffey the training shoes that he had.
Those are
I
fresh.
did have a pair of those. Those were tight as fuck. I can't even remember how old I was, but I definitely had at least one pair. I played the video game. I'm gonna bury it. I think Trout could possibly and probably will end up being the best player in the history of the game because that dude is amazing. He's a fantastic baseball player.
You better get to the playoffs, though. I'm getting tired of it.
They're saying the Angels made the playoffs in 2015. Was Trout healthy when they did it?
Was that the wild card game or something?
They got swept by the Royals.
Oh, they got swept. Look at that. See, no playoff wins then. He still doesn't win a playoff game. So that was my original point nonetheless. Still stands.
So, yeah, I'm going to bury it.
Okay.
Burying
but nonetheless. Yeah.
3 for 3.
Sure. Brett.
Yo.
It is your time.
We're going to talk about other podcasts in the Life Group umbrella for a moment. We got a whole rundown every day of the week. You can watch one of us talk about something, and it's always entertaining. It's always top quality shit. So Monday nights, we're going to talk about baseball on Dong City at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock in Communist China with Vince Henry and Rob. On Tuesday nights, we're talking football on the Audible with Maddie and Randy at 7, 6 Central also. Every other Wednesday, we got Johnny and Matt in the lab showing you how to cook some stuff. And do not watch that show, Hungry Kids, 7, 6 Central as well. Basketball Wednesday nights with the Step Back, Leon and Jacob, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central. Thursday nights, you already know where you're going to be. There's a bonus Audible midday on Fridays. They have different people coming in, keeps it fresh. Good stuff. And then Sean and Felipe are still going to do a fantasy show. I have not gotten an update for that yet, but I'm sure they're going to do it. They know their stuff. Felipe, love you, but you're a big old nerd like that. And if you don't have your fantasy game on point, check the show out. So make sure you guys are checking out the podcast umbrella group or the Life Group umbrella group of podcasts all day, every day. Put them on your playlist. Listen to those shits in your car, at work. Do it.
I hope Felipe in one of his fantasy shows just the whole time talks like Vince McMahon. That's what I want him to do.
Or does the Astros Felipe accent. That is so funny. So funny.
I don't know Felipe like that, but I'm sure it's pretty good. I guess I got to check it out myself.
He's an OG on this show, bro.
Yeah, first show, me and Felipe, my computer are fucking up the whole time.
Yeah, it's probably like that cup keeps making its appearance.
CL Kitch
Cup's
is
new.
not a fan of that cup.
I'm mean
I don't
mugging
care.
it. Some cup here, mug Costanza, nonetheless.
Mug Costanza.
We laugh now, but Jake, heel or face? I already know you're going heel because you've already teased that. First date, Jake. What is your heel take?
I have been tired of hearing people talk about how good and how underutilized Rusev is. I have never been a fan of Rusev. Even during Rusev Day, I don't even think he was the reason why that was really that great in what he did. It was Aiden English who made Rusev Day fun and enjoyable and awesome. Could put that Rusev Day on anyone and it would have been the same. Rusev has a terrible finisher with the submission move. Basically Scott Steiner. His storylines have been weak. He's not good on the mic. He's his best that he was ever been was his little stupid feud with Bobby Lashley, in my opinion, and that still even wasn't that great. He's been terrible, and every time I talk about this and I see other people bring up, well, he's not utilized well. He has so much potential. No, he doesn't. No, I'm sorry, he doesn't. There's a reason why his first feud was with Santino Marella. Like, he is just not a good potential guy. And finally, he debuts in AEW, where he potentially has that creative freedom for all of you marks out there that love Rusev to see him be in his glory that you've been waiting for. And what does he do? He screws it up. It's not good, because guess what? Rusev is just not good. He should not be advertised as good. He's making dumb decisions with his hairstyle, with his promo ability. He's taking it exactly the easy way out with chastising WWE. He has no creativity. His in-ring moves have been done by other people much better than him. I'd rather watch Big E in the ring 20,000 times a day than ever see a Rusev match. He's awful. And I want to see him go away, because now he's in a programming that I actually like. And AEW just passed the 1 million mark in ratings, which is pretty cool, or viewership. And now he's just another crappy WWE guy that's debuted.
Hey, well played there. I think the only thing, I think Rusev actually almost like the Big E angle when he first started showing his character, being a little more funny, being a little like that. Like, I feel like he has a touch of that in him, but he can't capitalize on it. So
he's boring.
Yeah, but sometimes he says some funny stuff. So I'm just like, I feel like maybe they need to go with that, but they'll never roll the dice on that. Brett, do you want to go next, or you want me to jump in?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Go ahead.
So I am going to heel AEW handling the Matt Hardy situation at All Out. That was ridiculous. Like, I was gonna watch All Out because I watch all the pay-per-views and everything, and I saw a lot of the reviews of it. So I also have better things to do for 4 hours, a day. So I ended up watching the I'm going to change my heel. I'm healing All Out altogether. That's what I'm going to do. I want to talk about it real quick. So I ended up watching the FTR match with Paige and Kenny Omega, and the main event with MJF and Jon Moxley, and I watched Matt Hardy almost die, and that was horrible. Like, and especially they come out afterwards and said, oh, he passed concussion protocol. That concussion protocol was looking at him and going, hey, you okay? And Matt Hardy, not even aware that he was on planet Earth, and being Matt Hardy, going, yeah, I'm good, let's go. That was some bullshit. And his wife Rebby went after everybody on Twitter after it, and everybody absolutely deserved it. They botched that one like Nia Jax botched that shit. And the other one I'm going to talk about, the FTR Omega Page match was the worst FTR / Revival match I've ever seen, and it was not their fault. It was because Kenny Omega is hot shit, and Adam Page is good, but it was bullshit. I'm going to go spend a little bit of time talking about that MJF Jon Moxley match, and I'm going to make what might be construed as a little bit of a hot take here. Dean Ambrose is way better. Dean Ambrose is way better about character than Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is
garbage.
Yeah, he sucks.
Garbage, bro. Why?
And that was the worst MJF match I've ever seen. And it wasn't MJF's fault. MJF is supposed to be a heel, and he was more of a babyface in that match than anybody, and Jon Moxley, he needs that control, because look at what he does when he doesn't have that someone reining him in a little bit. He puts on shit matches. He's been a huge disappointment. Like, you heard the whole time, Jon Moxley's finally going to do what Jon Moxley wants to do, and it turned out to be shit. And I like Dean Ambrose. I thought Dean Ambrose was a great character. I liked him in the Shield. I liked him in his, his singles run, except for that thing with Brock Lesnar, but we don't talk about that. But I'm not a fan.
That wasn't his fault.
No.
Yeah, it's not his fault. Ask Kofi.
Yeah, and I just I can't heal the character of Jon Moxley enough. And I did watch the end of the Mimosa Mayhem match. Why do you put on that match in the first place? One, Two,
Done
if you
with that.
are going to put the match on, why doesn't Chris Jericho go over? Why do you put Orange Cassidy over in that match? I do not understand it.
Jericho doesn't need to.
But Orange Cassidy doesn't need to either. He's not going to be a champion. Not anytime soon. I mean, he might.
Do you think that's what they're trying to prep him to do?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. I think he's going to
Yeah,
be more
I'm-
of an attraction.
I'm with Brett on that too. I feel like that was a glad handing pointless. For
Oh,
him.
it was horrible.
Like it's there, and they're not. He didn't have any vibe of like he's going to the next level now. Like so,
Right.
it just feels like he's gonna spin his
Well,
wheels
who
where
did
he's
he
at.
wrestle on Dynamite
Time that.
and Helico?
Oh, there you go.
What are they doing? And he's not even. They're like, I think they're getting rid of the old character now and just pushing the aggressive Cassidy,
He never should have spoke.
which I'm like,
Never should.
what are you doing? Like, no. Keep the slow / aggressive. That's good.
Yeah,
It works.
Told you this was my fear with him with that whole
Yeah.
Jericho feud. So
So
now
yeah,
it's-
I'm healing AEW All Out as a whole, and more specifically, them completely screwing up Matt Hardy and John Moxley.
Brett, I have a follow-up question for you.
Yes.
What did you think of Tony Khan's response to the Matt Hardy situation?
Oh, it was horrible. It was if Vince McMahon had said that about one of his guys, he would have been crucified.
100%.
And Tony Khan gets away with it because he's a bro. He's a mark just like everybody else that's watching us, so he gets away with it. Tony Khan dropped the ball huge on that one, as did AEW as a whole. If I were Matt Hardy, I'd get out of there. I mean, even if he just go back to WWE, work behind the scenes. Just don't. It was
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's not worth dying for over there.
Absolutely not.
He's not. It's not. It's pointless too. And they already got rid of his gimmick that he wanted to test out again.
Yeah, that was the only reason for going over there.
That's what I thought too.
and that sucked too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess so.
It was
Did-
the worst version of Woken Matt Hardy.
Did you see his promo last night on Dynamite?
No, I didn't see it.
I haven't
Oh
watched
my!
last
He
night,
came out
other
and
than
basically
Rusev.
defended AEW without defending them and apologized. He apologized to the fans for the match.
Jesus Christ.
And he's doing the classic face, I'm gonna come back better crap. And I'm like, you're Matt Hardy, you're better than this, or maybe you're not, and it's time for you to retire. You had your run and Impact with the broken gimmick, and it was the hottest thing in wrestling for as long as you were there. And we got super excited when you came over to WWE. It didn't really pan out. It's not panning out in AEW. Maybe it's time. He's got kids too. Like go be with your kids. Like
yeah, he can't be in good health.
And it
He's
was
always hurt.
it was the second time a Sammy Guevara botch seriously injured Matt Hardy, because he threw that chair across the ring and caught him in the face too that a month or so ago.
was this Guevara's fault?
I mean, I think it was everybody's fault.
I don't think it was directly his fault.
But you know, and like I watched the last half of that match after it happened, and that was the saddest goddamn thing I've ever seen in a wrestling match. When they were trying to climb that thing and Sammy, the scaffolding, and Sammy's like carrying him up here, I'm like, good God. You know, like I was listening to the Cornette drive-through, and they were reviewing it. And that's what the great Brian Last said. He's like, after that happened, I was completely done with the show because it took me out of it, because all I could think about was Matt Hardy. So that's
The AEW in general for me is definitely trending down. I hate to
Ironically,
say
their
that.
viewership's going up.
Yeah, I know. I
They
know.
it's there's, and I don't want to take away from Brett's promo here, but I there's just obvious things they could be doing right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
always my criticism of Impact is you have the potential, and there's obvious things you could be doing that you just don't do. Have MJF go over on Moxley.
I feel like they're afraid to take the WWE route, and it's obvious to us because we're WWE fans, and they're like, oh, we don't want to be like them and do this. But it's just like sometimes that's still the right answer.
Or you have to have a very interesting product that is not like anything else, like Lucha Underground. You can go completely
Lucha Underground
on the other end of the
marketing.
spectrum, and go Lucha Underground style, or you can go I'm going to be on cable TV all the time, and I'm going to look up to what WWE's did and say, hey, guess what? That formula works for a reason.
Yeah. So I
There's
guess
billion
There's a
dollars
reason why
company.
everyone's copying Netflix. If you're a streaming service, the formula works for a reason.
yep, the copycats aren't wrong. You're
Right.
just right. You're just right in second place. I'll just quickly go on mine. I'm gonna go face, and mine will stay in wrestling as well. Like you said, we expand this to anything, but MVP. I'm loving what he's doing right now. I'm not saying he's like this amazing in-ring talent anymore or anything like that, because the matches aren't super entertaining. But as a mic, as a leader, as a promo guy, as a manager, I am shocked because when he first came back and he had his MVP lounge that first night on Raw, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's this guy doing back here? Like, seriously, it's dry, it's corny, it's almost like the Taz thing. I was like, this is so lame. Maybe like a week later, I still felt the same way. So I was like, you're not winning me over. Now all of a sudden, he's like one of my favorite things to see. Like, he has an edge. He seems authentic. He seems real. I love his little stable he's got going right now. He's taking a bunch of guys that although the Cedric Alexander, super underrated wrestler, should have been utilized better a long time ago. But other than him, those other three, Lashley and Shelton, and then himself, have been so like, I don't care about any of these guys. But since he's had them, I've been loving it. So I'm super, super face on MVP right now. Not in the ring, but just everything else. So that's where I'll end. I'm shocked.
I've never cared about Bobby Lashley until
Me neither.
MVP.
Me neither.
Never.
I never cared about Shelton Benjamin. I mean, Shelton Benjamin, I did.
I
a long
like
time
Shelton
ago.
Benjamin.
Long time ago, but I'm talking
Shelton
about
Benjamin ate the best super kick of all time.
Oh yeah.
but he's had no relevance since he's come back, and now he's getting something. I love this. I'm very shocked that I'm loving this. It's almost
Faction's just so good.
almost as big as the swing as New Day coming out at first, and I couldn't stand them, and then they switched over to that heel, and gosh, was it amazing. So
MVP's first, was his first promo trying to get Drew McIntyre to be Drew McIntyre's manager. I think that might have been his first one back after he.
I don't remember. He did something with some of the female superstars too in the ring.
Maybe, but he's been so good.
Dude, I can't believe how good. I was like, I don't remember you being that damn good.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. I don't remember him being that good on the mic either.
Me neither. Like, where did that come from? I'm like, I remember him being like a standard, 6 or 7 rated type in-ring wrestler
He was
that was
good.
there. Yeah, exactly. He didn't do anything phenomenal or amazing in the ring, but he was still great, and he had longevity, and he was good. He was always there, and like, yeah, he was a main not face in terms of good or bad guy, but he was a main face of the program, and I was fine with him. But like, I don't remember him being this good, and when he came back, I was like, great, and now I'm all in. So
He was excellent in a couple of those Money in the Bank matches when they used to have him at WrestleMania. Like him.
Oh, back then? Yeah.
Him and Shelton Benjamin had a lot of good Money in the Bank matches.
Sheldon Benjamin, John Morrison. I mean, those three guys. Kofi Kingston with the elimination
all those
chambers.
guys are still focal points of wrestling right now.
I know, it's really cool. Man, I hope Kofi comes back soon.
Okay, so little know your role time. 1-on-1. Jake the Snake. First date, Jake versus beautiful Brett. First of 3 gets the win. Because I knew I was going to pick John Cena as that return. Because I thought about CM Punk. I'm going to go with a little Royal Rumble trivia.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Don't worry. All right. So we will start with who won last week? I kind of forget who won between you guys last week.
Didn't Brett sweep me?
I think Brett won after claiming he was never going to win.
I think it took 3 questions for Brett to win.
Oh yeah, he dominated you. You didn't know any the hometowns. That's right.
All the geographies.
Yeah, he was good. Okay, so Brett, since you win, we will go with you. The least time spent in a Royal Rumble match.
Man,
Wait a second. I will give you a chance for bonus points. Both of you guys will get a chance for this bonus point on a steal. Number 1 in terms of first place, worst ever thing. We have someone with 1 second. Number 2, 2 seconds, and number 3, 3 seconds. All male superstars. None currently with the WWE. I'll just leave that at that. Can you give me any one of these 3?
one of them's one of the Bushwhackers, right?
I don't remember their individual names.
Because there were 2. It wasn't, but it was one of the Bushwhackers, right?
Hold on, because I don't think so, but I could be wrong about the names because I.
Oh, Santino Marella.
Boom.
Damn
1
it.
pointer. All right.
Damn
So
it.
Santino Marella was last place there. There we go. Now, not beautiful, Brett. First date, Jake.
I think Santino Marella is 2 of the 3, but I'm gonna go
Okay,
with the
so-
Miz.
Wasn't
So
he?
we'll say number 2 is the Warlord. Yeah, exactly. But number 3 is definitely a recognizable name.
I said the Miz.
I will give you the year. First date, Jake. If you get this wrong, it's swinging back to Brett for one guess. No Miz. This guy's not current. This was in 1995. You definitely know the person's name. There's not going to be any like thing where you'd never heard of them. First date, Jake. You get one guess.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
No, decent guess though. Brett, you want to try to steal? Otherwise, we're going to the next question. Back to Jake.
95, right?
Yep.
British Bulldog.
Very close. Owen Hart.
Diesel.
Oh,
That's okay.
Poor Owen.
It's
Yeah,
definitely. But wait, who is? Yeah, I remember the guy going like this and gets tossed.
That's the
out of
bushwhacker.
That's
Yeah,
the
toss-
bushwhacker. Yeah, he got eliminated pretty quick too. I think his was like 5 seconds or something like that. All right, so
Santino Marella was the one I was like, he's probably got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2 out of 4 of them.
all right, so let us
jobber.
let's see if Jake, who has spent the most time in the Royal Rumble match, total cumulative amount of time in a Royal Rumble match for the women.
For the women, are we
Yeah.
talking all time or in one Royal Rumble match?
It's like over like all time. I think actually.
Cumulative amount.
Wait a second. I could be wrong here. This may be just one match because it is listed by year. I don't know if it's saying this was the last year they were in there. Wait a second. Yeah, actually, this may be just one match. Because I'm looking at the times comparisons for the men's side, and it's making more sense that it's one match.
Was it in the women's Royal Rumble or was it in the men's Royal Rumble?
It's a women's Royal Rumble. Yeah, it's not like one of these surprise things.
I'm not saying my answer yet. I'm just talking out loud.
Okay. I'm not gonna react. I won't react to anything. Go ahead.
Let's see. Beth Phoenix, Kelly, and Sasha Banks were all really long.
I'll give you this. Just for the fun of it, since this is not for anything anyway. One of those answers is in the top 4 and the top 3. None of them are number
We're
1.
correct.
Correct, yeah. Sasha Banks was 3rd. I'll give you that. I'm glad I don't have to answer these. They suck.
Charlotte Flair.
Decent guess, but no. Brett with the steal.
Michelle McCool.
Also good guess, but no. It's actually Natalia.
That was my second guess.
My bad, brother.
Ah.
My bad. So,
But I thought Michelle McCool said something about it on the Undertaker documentary. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I said Kelly. I meant Michelle McCool. Whoops.
either way. So,
Kelly.
beautiful Brett, you're up 1-0 on this, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so I'll give you a little tougher one. All right. Number 1 for most Royal Rumble appearances is Kane.
I'm just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
that.
no,
That's
I
an
know,
easy
I
one.
know,
Everybody
I
knows
know,
that.
I know. Who was number 2?
Number 2, Kane was number 1.
Kane was 19. Number 2 was 13.
Big Show.
That's 3rd place. Big Show with 12. Jake, you get the steal.
Triple H.
No. I'll give you guys a hint, and you'll get to go one more guess each. This guy. Oh, wow. Okay, go with that. All right. This guy had family in the business.
Randy Orton.
You just gonna jump the gun now? Brett's turn. Brett, you get 2 guesses.
Wait, is it Randy Orton?
No, it's not Randy Orton. And now I'm gonna give you a bonus clue. So Jake tried tricking you. Not only did he have family in the business, he once tag teamed with his family member.
I don't think it was a Hart. It's not an Orton.
Just 'cause I want to stick it to Jake. You got a secondary clue.
No,
Both those members currently are on AEW. Or
Dustin Rhodes,
have been on
Goldust.
Oh yeah.
It is
I'm not
Goldust.
gonna take that. Take it,
It's-
Jake.
It's Goldust. All right, so
Take it,
you got.
Jake.
All right, fine. We'll let that be tied. Now, with that being said, the most Royal Rumble winners who have entered as number one. Shawn Michaels. Give me another. Number one. Not so did two and technically still came out first. One.
Oh, wait. Most Royal Rumble winners who have
No, my
entered.
bad. I said forget the most thing. I said entered at number one. They have
Most
won the Royal
times
Rumble.
that someone has entered at number
No,
one.
just name me a guy who has won Royal Rumble from entering number one. Not Shawn Michaels, though.
Stone Cold Steve Austin
No.
or Vince
Really?
McMahon.
No.
It's Vince McMahon.
No.
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 Rey Mysterio.
No.
Oh.
I'll let you guys keep going until somebody gets it since we're late in the rounds here. I'll give you a clue soon here.
Ric Flair.
No, this person is no longer alive. But it was 2004. So it's not like it was 1984 or some crazy thing.
Oh man. No longer alive. 2004.
Come on!
There's two options.
All right, we'll say it. You can keep going. Just say them out loud.
Chris
There's no-
Benoit, Eddie
Chris
Guerrero.
Benoit. Chris Benoit with the win. So you got two. We're going to let you guys answer free willingly since we're late on the clock here.
It's like Jeopardy now.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, it is. It is. Here we go. Really quick. So, number 27 spot has produced more winners than any other spot. 1989, John Studd. 1994, Bret Hart. And 2001, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who was 1993?
Diesel.
Wrong.
Ric Flair.
Nope.
Oh, that was a good guess.
I'll give you another clue.
Hulk Hogan.
This person no longer alive.
Randy Savage.
Ultimate Warrior.
Both good guesses now.
They won the Royal Rumble at 27,
From 27, yeah. Only
and they're
4
no
people have
longer
done it.
alive.
British
And it was-
Bulldog.
Is he died? I don't know. I know. Not
Oh yeah,
British
he's
Bulldog,
big
though.
time dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's third. Okay.
93.
Roddy Piper? No,
Ah,
Roddy
that's a
Piper
good one,
never
too.
won.
That was a good
Lex
one. too.
Luger's still alive, right?
It's not Lex Luger. Yeah, it's tough. I know. All right. Next clue. Damn. That's kind of an obvious thing. Let me think. This guy was definitely of big proportions.
King Kong Bundy?
Andre the Giant.
No. 1993?
Big Boss Man?
No.
And Bam Bigelow. Just thinking of dead wrestlers at this point.
Come on.
Um,
I'm about to give you guys a fresh question. This is getting embarrassing. We're the wrestling life.
I can't
Hold on.
I'm saying I would. Not
we
saying I
gotta
would
get
know it.
this. We
I'm
gotta
about to
get
cheat.
this.
No,
I know.
no cheating.
We gotta get this. We can't. we
Big
can't leave
guy,
this-
no longer alive, 1993. Right?
Yes.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
No.
Rockstad.
I hate you
No.
guys. I'm giving you the answer. And we're going to go to a final face off for the last question. That answer was Yokozuna, by the way.
God damn it.
Come on. He's the
Should've
fattest
known
guy. I know.
You shouldn't have won. Dumb.
All right. Here we go. Full-time wrestler with the most Royal Rumble appearances. They are still currently a full-time wrestler. Go ahead and give me that.
We already got it. It was Dustin Rhodes.
That's Gold Dust.
No,
Yeah.
no. Only in WWE.
Oh. Is
Full-time.
Undertaker considered a full-time?
No,
wrestler?
he had a lot of he has most like spots because he came in a lot, but he came in like off air a lot.
It's
of
got to
times.
be Randy Orton.
It is not.
Kofi Kingston?
Kofi Kingston with the win.
Oh,
Nice.
Jake, I will give you one chance to tie it because there is another person.
Wait, I was winning before that. So how is that?
I told you. I was like, you guys are going too deep into the rounds, and you cheated.
I got a pee. So
All right, Jake, you get one chance to
Bust
give
out
me
the Princess Cup.
This
Yeah.
person also has 12 appearances. They're tied for first place. I would have taken either answer. I was just trying to spread it out. Who is it?
They also have 12 appearances in Royal Rumble.
Yes, as a full-time wrestler. Now, obviously, there's other people with more because someone like Kane has like 19, but he wasn't there for most of the year half that time. This is another current full-time wrestler that has 12 appearances.
Do they have two names in their name?
Yes. Yes.
Jeff Hardy.
Dolph Ziggler.
Ah.
I was doing DZ.
Your person.
I was gonna say Miz. How many does Miz have? What does he have?
11. He's second place.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Oddly
All right,
enough, they
Brad.
have Miz listed first here. Great show, guys. Definitely
Great
fun
show.
stuff. I love
Good stuff.
that part there.
There you go. All right. See you later, your marks. Have a good
Oh.
one.